Turning to history, Kashmir has from ancient times been an abode of rishis and mystic philosophers in India. Among those who have populated the history of this area is Lalitaditya, a king in 8th century who occupied much of what is Kashmir and Afghanistan and some regions of Central Asia today. It was in 13th century that Islam arrived in Kashmir and it gained adherents through philosophy and political conquests. During Jahangir's time, the annual summer visit by Mughal emperors was often recorded, and Noor Jahan, his queen, is supposed to have exclaimed that if there is any paradise on earth, it is in Kashmir. The region came under the sway of Maharaja Ranjit Singh in early 19th century, and in 1846 Maharaja Gulab Singh, who was earlier a noble in Maharaja Ranjit Singh's court, became king of Jammu and Kashmir, based in Jammu. He re-established the contours of the state, and a Dogra kingdom was established, which continued till independence of India in 1947. While most of the princely states chose either to join India or Pakistan after the partition of the country, then Dogra king Hari Singh decided to favor independence, and he did not join either India or Pakistan. This was a piquant situation because while the ruler of the state was a Hindu, his subjects were mostly Muslims and Buddhists. The deadlock was broken rudely when on October 22, 1947, Kabilis from Pakistan attacked western border of Jammu and Kashmir state. They quickly overran light and poorly defended border regions and came within striking distance of Srinagar when Maharaja Hari Singh sought India's intervention. India agreed to intervene, but only after full instruments of accession of the state to Republic of India were signed. This was done on October 26, 1947, and Indian forces landed in Kashmir and started repelling the Kabilis, who were by then supported by Pakistani regulars. India was the country that formally filed a complaint at the UN Security Council about Pakistani-backed Kabili aggression on its territory, and the UN pronounced a ceasefire which India abided, even though Indian forces were at the verge of removing the foreign aggressors from the state. The situation has become frozen since then, with minor alterations in subsequent hostilities, such as in 1965, 1971 and 1999 during Kargil crisis. The hostilities in terms of firing and exchange of shells across the border are quite sporadic and are episodic in terms of recurrence. The hostilities are often also prelude to Pakistani attempt to send infiltrators across the border into India. While Pakistan supported Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front has been active in J&K for quite some time, the insurgency in state acquired new paradigms beginning in 1989 when Indian Home Minister Mufti Saeed's daughter was kidnapped by JKLF partisans. To get her released, few J&K cadres who were in Indian jails were released, and this encouraged beginning of insurgency. Soon other motley outfits such as Hizbul Mujahideen, Lashkar-e-Taiba, and now even Al-Qaeda and Islamic State seem to be active in the region. In the past 70 years, according to our Home Minister, more than 41,000 Indians have been killed due to Jammu and Kashmir insurgency. These include Kashmiris, Indian forces, and others. There has been widespread damage to the territory's infrastructure, and developmental work has been affected. There has been considerable radicalization of Kashmiri youth who are prone to pelting security forces with stones and making life difficult for them.